Hello there, very good evening and welcome to the news tonight, your one stop for the day's top stories. I'm Tracy Shilchi and let's start with the headlines. BJP Chief Amit Shah addresses the two-day national executive of the party in Delhi. BJP is expected to make demonetisation and surgical strikes a major election issue. Samajwadi Party's efforts continue to work out a compromise between the warring factions. Ram Gopal Yadav submits the signed affidavits of 212 MLAs, 56 MLCs and 15 MPs who are backing Akhilesh Yadav. Economic growth estimated to slow down to 7.1% from 7.6% in the current fiscal year. Actual numbers likely to be even lower as estimates don't account for demonetisation. And veteran actor and Padma Shri winner Om Puri passes away after a heart attack. Film personalities, political leaders and fans mourn the loss of a leading art of light and mainstream cinema. All details of the stories ahead, but first, BJP President Amit Shah addressed party office bearers at the two-day National Executive meeting in Delhi today. The party's top leadership is expected to give a final shape to the BJP's strategy in the upcoming assembly elections in the 5 states at this meeting. Focus will be on turning the demonetisation exercise that the party has called a war against black money and corruption into an election issue. The surgical strikes in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and pro-poor schemes of the government will also be probable election planks. Amit Shah today finalized the party's resolutions to be passed at the meeting. Leaders addressing the executive meet will also try to motivate party leaders to win the February-March elections, especially in the high-stakes state of Uttar Pradesh. The top BJP brass is also expected to target the opposition over its demand to advance the budget session of Parliament, while projecting it as yet another attempt by the Congress and other rival parties to derail Modi's pro-poor agenda. Meanwhile, talking of Uttar Pradesh, as the Samajwadi Party races against time to solve its internal crisis, hectic negotiations and deliberations took place on Friday. A series of meetings were organized as leaders from the two factions were seen shuttling between the residences of Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav and Samajwadi Party's patriarch Mulayam Singh Yadav.
It could be the last attempt for a reconciliation as Akhilesh and Mulayam camps of the Samajwadi Party try to broker peace. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav met with Uncle Shivpal Yadav briefly on Friday. Shivpal then met Mulayam Singh Yadav at his residence. Amar Singh also made it to Mulayam's residence in Lucknow. Later, Azam Khan met the party patriarch to find some scope for a truce.
वो कहते हैं कि व्यापार करने आया है अमर सिंह उत्तर प्रदेश में। कौन सा व्यापार किया है मुख्यमंत्री बताएं। एक कौड़ी का अगर ठेका पट्टा लिया हो, स्थानांतरण उद्योग चलाया हो, कुछ लेन देन किया हो, बहुत विनम्र चुनौती है कि वो जांच करा लें, वरना इस तरह के अनर्गल बयान देने वालों के मुंह पर लगाम लगाएं।
Meanwhile, the Akhilesh camp has reiterated its demand for full control over ticket distribution and the ouster of Amar Singh.
हम लोगों का बस इतना ही कहना है कि उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता ही नहीं है, बल्कि पूरे हिंदुस्तान की जनता आदरणीय अखिलेश यादव जी के ऊपर भरोसा कर रही है। इसलिए माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी की सोच सिर्फ ये है कि उत्तर प्रदेश को यदि आगे ले जाना है, मैंने 5 साल काम किया है तो परीक्षा मेरी होनी चाहिए, कहाँ पर किसको लड़ाना है इसमें मेरी सलाह होनी चाहिए। अभी जब टिकट का बंटवारा हुआ तो उसमें माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी से ना तो सलाह हुई, ना तो पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड की बैठक हुई, और प्रदेश अध्यक्ष उस समय के तत्कालीन जो थे आदरणीय शिवपाल यादव जी ने वैसे लिस्ट जारी करा दिया।
Akhilesh Yadav's uncle and close confidant Ram Gopal Yadav claims their camp has the signatures of 212 of the 229 SP MLAs, 56 of the 68 MLCs, 15 of the 24 MPs and a majority of the 5,000 delegates expressing support to the Chief Minister. However, Friday's consultations suggest a new momentum in the endeavour of the two warring sides of the Samajwadi Party to close a deal that would prevent the outfit from splitting ahead of the state elections beginning February 11th.
The Election Commission of India has asked both the warring factions of the Samajwadi Party to prove their strength on January 9th. Meanwhile, most of the opinion polls suggest that if the party splits, both Akhilesh Yadav and Mulayam Singh Yadav would be at loss. So, is that the reason for hectic parleys to forge a truce? Reporting from Lucknow with camera person Shiv Kumar, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
Well, for more, Kriti Mishra is in fact joining us live from Lucknow this evening. Kriti, good evening. Give us a sense, what is it that we're going to be seeing in the weekend? Because Monday is when, of course, both factions have to prove why the symbol should be theirs. What do we see happening during the weekend?
Well, Tracy, it was a day of plethora of meetings for the Samajwadi Party. The most interesting development was when Akhilesh met Shivpal. This meeting, Tracy, remember, was the first one-on-one meeting between the Chief Minister and Shivpal after Akhilesh removed him from the post of party's state president. Of course, then Amar Singh met Mulayam Singh Yadav. Then Azam Khan also met Mulayam Singh Yadav. In fact, a press conference was also called, which was abruptly cancelled later on. In fact, as we speak right now, there's a meeting going on between Mulayam Singh, Amar Singh and Shivpal. So as far as some kind of truce is concerned, there are little chances for it. But all the senior leaders are trying that some kind of reconciliation could be worked out. So let's see what happens over the weekend, because as of now, the infighting within the Samajwadi Party is only escalating. This tug of war is not seem to be ending. So let's see if they can broker some kind of deal, if they can work out some kind of compromise formula, and if there's some respite in the weekend. Tracy?
Absolutely. And, you know, there are, of course, certain reports, certain sources telling us that Akhilesh, as national president, is somebody, he in fact wouldn't mind giving back the reins to his father. But the worry is that the father would again, bring in Shivpal, bring in, other leaders as well, who of course were anti-Akhilesh. And that is the worry really at this point of time.
Well, absolutely, Tracy. Akhilesh has three very, very specific demands. One, ouster of Amar Singh from the party. Second, non-interference of Shivpal. And third, complete control, authority and autonomy over ticket distribution. So these three demands that he's been reiterating time and again, he's not ready to relent. And in fact, it remains to be seen whether Mulayam Singh Yadav concedes to these demands and some kind of compromise formula can be worked out between these two warring factions of the Samajwadi Party. Tracy?
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Kriti, thanks so much for joining us. Of course, this is election season, and I'm sure both factions are, of course, worried on what eventually is the outcome going to be, not just of this particular saga, but the elections as well. We'll keep an eye on developments there in Lucknow, of course, and what eventually happens here in the national capital. Meanwhile, in more news, GDP growth is estimated to slow down to 7.1% in the current fiscal from 7.6% in 2015-16. The slowdown is mainly due to a slump in manufacturing, mining and construction sectors. However, the first advance estimates of national income 2016-17 does not reflect the impact of demonetisation effective from the 9th of November. Chief Statistician T.C.A. Anand said, though figures for November were available, it was felt that in the view of the denotification of notes, there was a high degree of volatility in these figures. The figures are based on sectoral data for only 7 months or till October. The real GDP or gross domestic product at 2011-12 prices in 2016-17 is likely to retain at 121.55 lakh crore rupees. The provisional estimate of GDP for 2015-16 is 113.50 lakh crores, released on the 31st of May 2016. The CSO projections on national income are now in line with the Reserve Bank's estimates, which too has lowered the GDP growth prospects to 7.1%.
इसका इफेक्ट लॉन्ग टर्म भी हो सकता है, क्योंकि यदि इकोनॉमी के स्ट्रक्चर्स चेंज करते हैं, बिहेवियरल प्रैक्टिसेस चेंज करती है, हम यदि लेस कैश सिस्टम में जाते हैं, तो कई प्रोसेसेस में ओवर टाइम बदलाव आएगा।
जब सारे विश्व में मतलब स्लो डाउन हो रही है और सारे डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज में भी स्लो डाउन हो रही है, तो naturally India cannot be an exception. India still among the countries, I think India is perhaps one of the best performers.
The Supreme Court has restrained the transfer of 2G licenses from Malaysia's Maxis, which was originally allotted to Aircel, to any other telecom company. A bench headed by Chief Justice J.S. Kehar also proposed to restrain the earning of any revenue by using the 2G spectrum licenses which were originally granted to Aircel in 2006. The bench also issued an instant order to bring to the notice of the owner of Maxis Group, Malaysian businessman T. Anand Krishnan, to appear in the apex court. It said that if Krishnan and Ralph Marshall of Maxis failed to make an appearance in the apex court on the 27th of January, the 2G licenses granted to Aircel shall be seized. The apex court has directed the government to publish its instant order in 2 leading newspapers in Malaysia. The bench has also asked the Telecom Ministry to devise ways and means to avoid adverse consequences to Aircel subscribers by provisionally transferring 2G licenses to other service providers. The bench posted the material for further hearing on the 27th of January. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court also refused an urgent hearing of a petition seeking the postponement of the presentation of the union budget due to the assembly elections in 5 states. A bench headed by the Chief Justice said that there was no urgency in it. Advocate ML Sharma, who filed the PIL petition, mentioned it and sought an urgent hearing. The petition also sought a direction to strip the BJP of the lotus symbol for alleged violation of the Model Code of Conduct that came into effect after the announcement of poll dates. In other news, the NIA, or the National Investigations Agency, on Friday filed a charge sheet against alleged LashkarTaiba terrorist Bahadur Ali. According to the NIA, Ali was trained at a Lashkar camp in POK to carry out various activities in Delhi at the behest of the banned outfit. The 21-year-old terrorist has also been accused of stone pelting and stirring unrest in the valley after Burhan Wani's death. The charge sheet also highlighted gaps along the line of control as Ali, along with 2 other terrorists, went undetected for 7 days. All 3 of them entered India between the intervening night of June 12th and 13th last year and reached their destination only around June 20th. Ali was in judicial custody since August, and a special court had on the 19th of December extended the judicial custody of Ali till the 18th of January.
NIA has filed a charge sheet in NIA Special Court Delhi against LET terrorist Bahadur Ali. We have brought on record clinching and strong evidence which proves that he is a LET terrorist. He has been given training in Pakistan.
Vice President Hamid Ansari inspected the annual NCC Republic Day camp in New Delhi on Friday and praised the contribution of the cadets in shaping the character and moral fibre of the youth and dynamism of the nation. Over 2,000 cadets, including 696 girl cadets, are participating in the camp. The Vice President said that the government is investing in today's youth and the country's future through programs like the NCC. He also said that the youth of a country determines how it shapes up a few years into the future. During the course of this month, the camp will be visited by the Defence Minister and chiefs of the 3 services of the Indian Armed Forces. The Prime Minister's rally will be held on the 28th of January, where the PM's banner is awarded to the winning directorate. There will be 2 marching and 2 band contingents taking part during the Republic Day parade this year.
They are the future of the country, and their actions and inactions both contribute to the state of the nation. If the youth are educated and willing to go the extra mile to effect positive change, nothing can prevent the country from greatness.
And here are more national news updates in Nationwide. A top commander of the LashkarTaiba, Muzaffar Ahmad Naiku, alias Muza Maulvi, has been killed in an encounter with security forces in Kashmir's Badgam district this morning. According to the police, the security forces launched an operation following an information about the presence of a wanted LET commander hiding in Gulzarpura village. Searches are still going on in the area. The Supreme Court on Friday said that it would soon constitute a bench for hearing the SEBI Sahara refund case. Earlier constituted bench was led by former Chief Justice T.S. Thakur. CJI Thakur demitted the office on the 3rd of January, and the 3-judge bench had earlier asked Roy on the 28th of November last year to deposit 600 crore rupees more by the 6th of February this year in the SEBI Sahara refund account to remain out of jail, and had cautioned him that in case of failure, he would have to return to prison. Normal life was thrown out of gear in Kashmir on Friday as snowfall continued intermittently for the fourth consecutive day. Bad weather has virtually cut the valley from the rest of the country due to closure of the Srinagar-Jammu National Highway and suspension of air traffic. The Met Office has forecast widespread snowfall or rains over the next 2 days as well. Taking a quick break, but before that, veteran actor Om Puri is no more. He passed away early today following a heart attack. He was 66 years old. Om Puri acted in several Hindi, English and Pakistani films and had effortlessly worked in both mainstream, commercial and art cinema. He was also the recipient of the 4th highest civilian award, the Padma Shri. The Prime Minister joined many personalities in condoling the passing away of the actor and recalled his long career in theatre and films.
सोया हुआ आदमी जब नींद में से उठकर चलना शुरू करता है, तब सपनों का संसार उसे दोबारा देख ही ना पाएगा। उस रोशनी में जो निर्णय की रोशनी है, सब कुछ समान होगा क्या? एक पलड़े में नपुंसकता, दूसरे पलड़े में पौरुष, और ठीक तराजू के कांटे पर अर्ध सत्य।
ओए धृतराष्ट्र के पुत्र, द्रौपदी को वापस कर, वो मेरे साथ जाएगी।
शांत गदाधारी भीम, शांत। मैं उसे नाटक में।
ओए, द्रौपदी तेरी अकेले की नहीं है, हम सब शेयर होल्डर हैं,
मगर बड़े भाई के वचन का पालन करना ही पड़ेगा।
क्यों?
अबे नाटक में ऐसा लिखा है।
ओए चलो पालन तो कभी हमने अपने बाप की आज्ञा का नहीं किया। तू चीज क्या है?
How to take this IIT into the elite. More importantly, we want to go to the global rankings. If we cannot excel ourselves, why should the best in the world will come and collaborate with us? And there, I think, we are rapidly progressing. When you think of science, don't just think of what you see. Think of what is there beyond that.
Watch Eureka with Professor S.K. Das, Director, IIT Ropar on Rajya Sabha Television.
The Harappan period is also called the Bronze Era. Extensive collection from the era shows the Indus artists were not only well versed in techniques of metallurgy, but also innovations in dance and performing arts. This is best seen in the famous Mohenjo-daro relic, the Indus dancing girl. No less impressive is the man drawing a bullock cart depicting agriculture activities. Bronze elephants, on the other hand, show domesticated animals used for transport.
Welcome back. Let's get to international news. And 2 people held in connection with Thursday's gun and bomb terrorist attack in Turkey's western Izmir province have been released. The 2 suspects were released early morning on Friday. Thursday's attack occurred just outside a courthouse when a police officer stopped a suspicious vehicle which turned out to be carrying explosives. The ensuing clash and a car bomb attack left the officer and a court official martyred and 5 others injured as a bigger blast involving another vehicle was thwarted. Turkey has suffered several terrorist attacks over the last month. On the 10th of December, a twin bomb attack in Istanbul by the PKK terrorist group left 46 people, mostly police officers, dead. A week later, a suicide car bomb attack hit a public bus in the city of Kayseri, martyring 14 soldiers. And on the 1st of January, an armed attack on a nightclub in Istanbul during the New Year celebrations killed 39 people. One of the masterminds of Bangladesh's worst terror attack at a popular cafe in Dhaka and another top militant behind the murder of a Hindu priest were killed today in a gunfight. Nurul Islam, alias Marjan, and another terrorist were killed by counter-terrorism and transnational crime unit in Dhaka. According to the police, Marjan coordinated the July attack that killed 22 people, including an Indian girl. The Islamic State organization had claimed responsibility for the attack, posting images of the carnage as it happened, but the police had rejected the claim and blamed a new offshoot of the Jamaat-ul Mujahideen Bangladesh, a homegrown militant outfit founded in 1998, for the attack. The authorities have accused the same group of being behind a wave of killings of religious minorities, foreigners and rights activists. Now to the US, where Vice President Joe Biden slammed US President-elect Donald Trump, saying that it was time for him to grow up. His comments came during an interview with PBS NewsHour conducted at the White House yesterday. Biden's cutting remarks came when show host Judy Woodruff asked him about Trump's use of Twitter. In recent days, Trump called the Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer the head clown for his work in defending the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare. In addition to discussing Obamacare, Woodruff and Biden talked about recent U.S. intelligence agency reports about how Russia may have meddled in the U.S. 2016 presidential elections. Biden said that there was overwhelming consensus in the community and overwhelming evidence supplied by the community that Russia did engage in an effort to impact on the elections.
There is overwhelming consensus in the community and overwhelming evidence supplied by the community that Russia did engage in an effort to impact on the elections. There is no evidence that they actually tampered with voting booths or tampered with voting rolls, but there is clear evidence that they, in fact, were engaged in activities designed to try to impact on the outcome of the election.
And here are some more international news updates in Global Buzz. The U.S. House of Representatives overwhelmingly passed a resolution condemning a United Nations Security Council resolution that demanded an end to Israeli settlement building. The resolution said that the UN vote from the 23rd of December was an obstacle to Israeli-Palestinian peace. It also criticized the administration of U.S. President Barack Obama for abandoning the long-standing U.S. foreign policy. Nepal's main opposition alliance launched a massive protest in the capital Kathmandu today, asking the government to withdraw the Constitution Amendment Bill aimed at addressing the demands of agitating Madhesi community. The 9-party alliance hopes to gather more than 1 lakh activists and supporters in the capital as a major show of strength. Redemarcation of the provincial boundary and citizenship issue are the 2 major demands put forth by the Madhesis. 6 children and a driver were killed when a train in Pakistan's Punjab province crashed into a motorized rickshaw. The children were aged between 6 and 10 years old. The train collided with the rickshaw and it was crossing the tracks in Lodhran district. The incident is the 3rd deadly train crash within 4 months in Pakistan. Iraqi President Fawad Massoum laid a wreath at the monument to the unknown soldier in Baghdad in a ceremony marking the 96th anniversary of the creation of the Iraqi army. The commemoration came as Iraqi allied forces are fighting terrorist group Islamic State in Mosul. Sports now, and in cricket, Virat Kohli was today appointed captain for all the 3 cricket formats as he took over the leadership for the upcoming limited over series against England. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who resigned on Wednesday after more than 9 years at the helm, will play as keeper batsman. Veterans Yuvraj Singh and Ashish Nehra made a comeback into the team for 3 ODIs and T20s, which begins from the 15th of January. Rookie Delhi keeper Rishabh Pant was included in the T20 squad along with left-handed batsman Suresh Raina. Earlier, the Lodha panel gave a go-ahead to the selection committee for the meeting, which was delayed by 3 hours on technical grounds. The panel said that Amitabh Chaudhary was no longer the Joint Secretary following the Supreme Court's order earlier this week.
We should appreciate the way Yuvraj Singh has played in domestic cricket. In fact, all these days we were thinking that he's not playing those long innings and all. So he played some fantastic innings this season. He's got a double 100, he's got a 180 on a lolly wicket. So he did extremely well in domestic cricket, which has been appreciated and is given a due chance.
And now let's get you more updates from the world of sports in Sportsbeat. 2 Indian doubles pairs advanced to the semi-finals at the Chennai Open. Rohan Bopanna and Jeevan Nenduchezhian won against US-Austrian pair James Keratani and Philip Oswald 6-2, 3-6, 12-10. while Purav Raja and Divid Sharan defeated the Austrian-Argentine duo Jürgen Melzer and Renzo Olivio 6-4, 7-5. However, India's challenge in the men's singles ended after Yuki Bhamri lost to Frenchman Benoit Paire in the second round. World number 1 Andy Murray and Novak Djokovic reached the semi-finals of the Qatar Open. Murray overcame Spain's Nicolas Almagro 7-6, 7-5 in a hard-fought match. He will play Thomas Berdych in the semis. Djokovic, meanwhile, beat Radek Stepanek in straight sets and will next face Spain's Fernando Verdasco. Nine-men Athletic Bilbao secured a first-leg advantage in the Copa del Rey last 16 with a 2-1 victory over Barcelona. 2 goals in first half minutes put the Bilbao in control against the 2016 champions. However, Lionel Messi reduced the deficit from a free kick after the break. The return leg will be played at Nou Camp on the 11th of January. Leicester City's playmaker Riyad Mahrez was named African Footballer of the Year on Thursday. Mahrez inspired Leicester City to an extraordinary Premier League title triumph last season. He was chosen ahead of 2015 winner Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang of Borussia Dortmund and Liverpool's Sadio Mane. And that's all we have for you in the news tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.